Hey, what's up guys, Bashan here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about a couple major developments in the market along with some Rio application data and some other interesting things. Let's hop on into it. Now first we're going to be talking about the Rio application data. It's not going to be very long. There was just one major thing I saw on Twitter that got a little traction that I want to point out. So Ra has been really against these Rio stickers, and I mean there's good reason to be. They don't look very good. However, the tweet he put out gives a little bit of a biased view. He's using Na'Vi here in his example, and if you don't remember, Na'Vi was the team that won Stockholm and was runner-up at Antwerp, meaning that they were the top tier team at that time. When those majors were coming out, people were applying those stickers left and right. You can see here by the team graph of how they were doing, they were teams 1 and 2 heading into those majors respectively. So there's a lot of people backing them at that time. And to come over to Rio now, when it's not really a fair comparison because they were starting to fall off a little bit, we had some other great teams on the rise, and you can see here by the application data, it was a 50-to-1 ratio for Na'Vi heading on into those majors. I've got a couple examples. Spirit here, we were at 12,000 and 4,000 for Antwerp and Stockholm respectively, 1,000 here for Rio. So it's not as major of a difference. And when we look at NIP, you can see here the difference is definitely there and it's very vast, but it's not as significant as what we saw with Na'Vi, which is the biggest thing I want to point out here because I think that's giving a little bit of a kind of not the fairest view in my opinion, because you're using the team that was #1 and then heading on into the latest major of Rio 2022 was starting to fall off a little bit. Now obviously with that being said, if you saw the examples here, it's not like his overall justification was wrong in any sense. It was just a little bit more biased than personally I would like to put out there, because you're using, like I mentioned, the #1 team versus a team that was ranked #6 heading on into Rio. It's not anything absolutely crazy, and as if you saw the NIP data, it wasn't terribly far off in some cases, but it's something I figure you should know about because it is kind of interesting and pretty applicable to if you're looking to invest into Rio. But next up, we get to talk about the FOMO that's been going absolutely crazy in the market after we talk about Antwerp, because Antwerp has had some pretty significant movements. A lot of people have been against Antwerp from the start, and we're finally starting to see some actual growth. You can see here that we're almost at 2 capsules that have hit 50 cents. Both of those are the legends. We're going to be talking about the legend sticker capsule in just a second, but overall the capsules have started to look a lot better. We're seeing a couple capsules that do have a lot of potential here, and we're seeing some capsules that have actually started to get a little bit of movement as well when they were down pretty significantly, like those challengers and contender sticker capsules. But back to the legend sticker capsule here. This one has been moving absolutely crazy because of one specific sticker inside of it. That's the Cloud9 Hollow. Now the Cloud9 Hollow for Antwerp was one that was always pretty desirable, but the thing is, it was sitting at a price point of around $5 for a long time. It has recently doubled in the span of about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and now we're looking at it around $10, which is a crazy increase and most likely one of the main factors when we talk about why this capsule is increasing so much, because the hollow that's the most desirable in the capsule has doubled in price. I will say be careful though, because if you look at the graph of this overall capsule, you can see it's obviously shot up very quickly. It's not normal growth. It's kind of a little bit scary because there possibly could be a little bit of a downfall or a peak and collapse like we commonly see, so just be careful with that. But now into the actual FOMO in my opinion. I think this was a little bit of FOMO here because we saw that sticker start to increase, because we saw Stockholm start to increase, and that's mainly what I want to focus in on for a couple minutes. The Stockholm capsules have been going absolutely crazy, we know that, but it's gotten even crazier when we look at these current prices. If we want to talk about the Challenger sticker capsule, it's at $6. Want to talk about the contenders, it's at $2.25, under 1,000 listed on the market. But I want to focus in on the Challenger sticker capsule for just a quick second to show you how crazy this is. We want to look at the demand for this capsule currently, and if we head on over to CSGO Stash, we can see the past 24 hours there's been 2,500 capsules sold off the market. Head over to CSGO Stocks, you can see here that the demand is absolutely crazy compared to what we were seeing. That's the purple on the bottom, that's what you got to look out for here. But you can see we were selling about 800 to 900 every 8 hours, which is pretty much the exact numbers we saw in CSGO Stash. But if you go back just a week, we were not even selling 500 in the span of a full day. That's going to be 3 of those purple bars. So you can see it's absolutely crazy what's been going on with the sticker capsule here. And when we head on over to the specific stickers inside of that, specifically talking about that Challengers capsule, we're seeing a ton of growth. The Movie Star Riders and Pain Gaming Hollows have been going absolutely insane, which is something we mentioned in a past video, but they keep on increasing increasing. They were at maybe $8 in that last video. Now we're at 13 for Movistar, 12 for Pain. Absolutely insane price increases, and I would assume that there is a pretty large connection between these going up and then that capsule price going up. Even though it's not one-to-one, there's obviously a pretty significant correlation there. Now, this has led a lot of people to look towards the future, specifically the Blast Paris Major. This is going to be a very historic major for CSGO, and I honestly think this is going to be the one that gets the most publicity that we've seen in a significant amount of time, and therefore Valve does kind of have a slight reason to overperform at this major, even though that's kind of just my personal bias seeping through of obviously I want good looking stickers. But there's a lot of people that are looking towards this major because they're looking for an opportunity for some really good looking stickers. Rio has just been absolutely overlooked, and as you can see here for Rio 2022, the majority of people are not even interested in investing into it. Only a fifth of people are sure they're going to invest, and about a sixth of people are maybe on the edge, which is significantly lower than what we've seen with past majors because of how disappointing the stickers have been. And therefore we're going to see a lot of things behind the scenes kind of build up pressure on these Stockholm and Antwerp stickers in the meantime. Rio has basically happened and no one's interested, which means almost all of that demand has been shifted over to Antwerp, which is kind of what we've started to see, and a little bit to Stockholm, which is what we've been seeing. And since Stockholm's quantity at this point is much lower than Antwerp's, obviously, we're starting to see a significant amount of growth for both of these capsules. Now, that's just my personal opinion on what's been happening, but if we want to talk about some facts here, which we're getting to, we have just hit a world record on Steam, which is insane. If you want to think about it, there is usually about 1 million people playing CSGO on a really good day, which is actually what we just recently hit, just slightly over 1 million. It's the 30 days past record, which is good. But I want to focus in on Steam in general, and the thing is, CSGO is the most popular game on Steam, but it only holds about 3% of the overall players. And how do we know that? Because Steam just hit a world record of 32 million people on Steam, not actively in a game, but on Steam. Now, to say this has any real significant meaning for CSGO at this point would be a vast overstatement. Honestly, I don't really think there's going to be a ton happening because of this, but it's really good publicity for Steam. Anytime Steam has good publicity, it's overall good publicity for the game. Steam hosts these CSGO majors. Steam is Valve. There's so much of a large emphasis put on CSGO, especially when we're talking about in terms of Steam. This is what really is the money maker for Valve, and when we talk about good things for Steam, I first think at least of CSGO. Maybe that's a little bit of my own personal bias, but I think overall this is a really good thing. But otherwise, that's pretty much all I got for today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.